Look at this little unhappy guy, this little poor plant. Let's talk about plant diseases and how do we identify plant diseases. So as gardeners, farmers, botanists, horticulturalists, what they might want to do is they might want to compare the symptoms of the plant diseases to something like a field guide or some sort of database to try and identify what those diseases are. But that can be difficult because lots of the symptoms of plant diseases kind of overlap with each other. So in addition to that, they could use perhaps monoclonal antibodies, and testing with monoclonal antibodies would indicate what antigens are present and therefore what pathogens are present. This Easter, we are going to be running intense exam revision courses covering the entire A-level/GCSE curriculum. Best part is, it's starting from just £20. This is a limited time offer, so check out the link in my bio or go to myheadspace.co.uk. Also, something like DNA analysis, collecting some samples of the infected parts of the plant, we could then use DNA analysis to try and work out what species of pathogen are present. So, talking about those symptoms, what sort of symptoms would we expect to see related to plant diseases? Well, the first one and the main one is stunted growth. The plant isn't growing in the way that it would normally, and this is all due to decreased photosynthesis. Now, we could get less photosynthesis for a range of different reasons. For example, if it was tobacco mosaic virus, that is breaking down and destroying the chloroplasts, which means that less light energy can be captured, which means we get less photosynthesis. If it was something like a rose black spot, then that is blocking out the light and that is damaging the leaves as well. So there's lots of different ways that the rate of photosynthesis could be reduced. We could also get discoloration. And this would indicate that things like chlorophyll aren't being formed correctly, and therefore the plant has something wrong with it. We could also perhaps see areas of decay as well. Now, these areas of decay, this might indicate something like a fungal infection. Now, as well as these pathogen infections, plants can also be infested with pests, and a really classic example of that is aphids. Aphids are small invertebrates, they are small insects, about 1 millimetre across, very, very tiny, and they live quite often on the underside of the leaves, and if you turn the leaf over, sometimes you can see them. And what the aphids do is they pierce into the phloem. Now, what is flowing into the phloem? That is the sugary sap. And that's why the aphids do it, to try and access that sugar. But that means that they are extracting that sugar that would otherwise be going elsewhere in the plant. And what that's going to do is that's going to decrease